Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's Facecast. We're in the New Testament. Now, we know, don't we, that the Bible is a whole mixture of different things. It's not just one book, it's 66 different books. The Old Testament, the New Testament. In the New Testament, we start off with the four Gospels, the story of Jesus, four different accounts of the same things happening. Then comes the Acts of the Apostles. That's those who've been following Jesus start to exercise or start to grapple with and understand what it means to be there in the world without Jesus with them. And they start to exercise their own ministries. Then comes, very early on, this letter to the Romans, letter by St. Paul. And it makes a big difference in what's gone before in the New Testament, because we had a narrative in the Gospels, a story unfolding. We had the work of the followers of Jesus next, again, a bit of a story. Now it gets heavily into what we might call doctrine, an explanation of what all the things mean that Jesus said and did. Romans is a lot heavier to understand, but much more rewarding when we do understand it. It really gets to some of the meat of what's going on in this world and really explains who Jesus is and why he's so important. And I'm going to pick one verse. Well, in fact, my calendar has picked one verse for me this morning. It's right at the end of chapter 11 of Romans, verse 36, which says, "For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be the glory forever. Amen." Now, when a sentence starts with "for," and we had this a few days ago, when a sentence starts with "for," it means in relation to what I've already been talking about. So in the whole chapter before, the previous 35 verses, and in previous chapters, Paul has been explaining what it means, what Jesus meant by and what he said and did, and what it means for them today. And he sums things up in this verse at the end, saying, "For, therefore, because of all that I've said, and in relation to all I've said, for, from him and through him and to him." From him, from Jesus, comes everything. Through him, we are enabled to do everything. And to him, everything returns. It's pointing to that centrality of Jesus in all that we say and do in our lives. Everything comes from him, everything points to him, and we can only do the work that he wants us to do if we do it through him. It's a beautiful short summation of a very broad and complex doctrine. From him come all things, and through him all things are able, and to him all things must return. To him be the glory forever. So it's this strong emphasis on that centrality of Jesus. That's right there in the heart of the book of Romans. It should be in the hearts of each one of us too, but lest we become superficial in our Christian faith. And there are some people who have accepted that, a general, yes, I'm a sort of a Christian person, I don't really go to church, but I kind of believe in God, I think. Well, don't just be satisfied with that. Get into some of the meat of what it says in the New Testament and understand just exactly who Jesus is and what he says and does. Romans isn't the easiest read, but it's a great rewarding read. Bye now.